Hi guys, I'm Kevin. I'm here with my partner Mateus, and we're going to be going over some mountain attacks. Last week we were doing some guard sweeps, so we're just going to continue the sequence, okay? So we're going to be on mount. And one of the four attacks that we're going to be doing on mount are going to be a cross-collar choke. So the first thing I always do when I do a cross-collar choke is I make sure my lapels all loose, just so I can get the space to put my hands inside. Now the first thing I have to do is to make sure my four fingers are going to go across the collar. They're not going to go on the same side. When I put my four fingers in, this part of my hand, on the side of my palm, on the side of the back of my hand is going to go right on this neck. As soon as I have that grip, now the other hand's gonna do the same thing, four fingers inside. I'm gonna turn the angle and start going with my four fingers all the way deep inside to the neck. As soon as I get my both grips, I go back in the middle and I put my head all the way on the ground. And then squeeze. Whenever I do my cross collar chokes for mount or even in the guard, I always make sure that I try my best to use my wrists instead of my elbows. So whenever I have my grips, I always try to extend my wrists out. So I'm here, I open the lapel and I put my four fingers inside, as deep as I can. Now I get my angle, my four fingers go on the other side, and now I start straining myself back up. When I put my head on the ground, I put it on the same side as the leg that's on, the hand that's on top, and then I squeeze. Okay, so full speed. The second thing we're going to be going over for our mountain attacks is the same sequence of the choke, but instead of going for the first choke with the first grip and then the second, my partner's going to try to defend, so he's going to bridge. As soon as he bridges, I try to post my hand. Now, this elbow with the hand that's posting on the ground is going to go all the way to his ear. Push, 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 until I'm able to get my thumb all the way deep inside the collar. As soon as I get my grip, I'm going to go all the way around his head, and I'm back into the same position that I was before. Put my head on the ground and then squeeze. One more time. I have my four fingers in, but in this situation he's gonna start defending, so he's gonna bridge. And I post. Just so I can keep my balance. Now I start putting my elbow on his ear, push, and I'm gonna start getting my thumb inside. Try your best to put your thumb as deep as you can. Go all the way around. Now I'm back squaring up with him, I put my head back down. And I use my wrist to squeeze. Alright guys, so the third out of the fourth attack for the mount series we're going to do is for the Americana. So the first thing we do for the Americana is my partner's going to have his hands up. Now all I'm going to do is choose one of the sides. I'm going to put one of the wrists down and then transfer the hand over and put my elbow right next to his ear. Now as soon as I put my elbow right next to his ear, this hand goes inside, grab my own wrist, and a big detail I like to use, focus on this hand right here. I like to turn. As if you're gonna do it pretty much like on a motorcycle. You're gonna turn your hand all the way over where the wrist is gonna turn, and now you're gonna lift the elbow up and drag the wrist all the way across the ground. So again, my partner's gonna have his hands up. I'm gonna choose a side. I'm gonna grab the wrist and put it all the way in the ground, and then my elbow has to be right next to his ear. This is gonna be giving you kind of a square shape, meaning it's gonna be at the right position it should be. This hand goes inside. go on top of the wrist, and this hand that's holding the opponent's wrist is gonna start turning all the way outside. Lift the elbow up, start dragging the wrist back until he taps. Switch his full speed. So the last attack we're gonna be going for the mount attack series, guys, is gonna be for the mount armbar. So the first thing I like to do is I like to grab the sleeve, or you can grab the wrist. You're gonna start bringing it up to your chest, and this hand's gonna go all the way across, cupping the tricep. Bring it into your belly and put pressure down. All you need to make sure is put the elbow right in the dead center right here, so that you're gonna be able to maintain this arm trapped. Post the hand. Now you're gonna slide the same side knee that I have my hand posted on all the way next to his head. Start pulling the arm up until you can step your foot right in front of his chest. Slide the knee behind his back, making sure that your partner is going to be on his side. Next thing you're going to do is put your hand all the way right here on the collar, push down. Lean your body to the side of his toward his legs and throw your leg over. Thumb up, bend your knees, hips up. Again. I'm going to grab the sleeve, pull it towards me, and grab the tricep. Start pulling it onto my belly and start putting the pressure down. On the mat, slide my knee up, and at the same time as I pull my partner up, I'm going to start putting my leg up. Right here at the same time. Immediately, the next thing I'm going to do is put my knee right behind his back, and I'm going to pretty much sit on top of my partner. Now, hand on the collar, lean my body towards the legs, and throw my legs over. Grab the wrist. Thumb up and pinch your knees. Now hips in. So one more time, full speed.